This is Massive, the world's largest cruiserweight, and you're watching and listening to Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm out.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me this week is Tommy.
Finally got the shirt.
All right, nice. I still haven't got mine. And we got Mike.
What's up, guys? We are barreling down the tracks now here in 2023 with the return of ROH. I think it's time for Tommy to tell the story of the DVD.
First, that was Shimmer.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, I messed it up.
No, because I probably have plenty of stories about ROH DVDs. I actually do have one, but I'm not going to tell it.
Let's rephrase that. Without the return of ROH, Tommy could talk about how we would always get in free.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Why is this still me?
That's because it happened WrestleMania weekend. That's why. Bernsey, what's up? Hey, yo.
What's up, Bernsey?
How's it going?
Yo.
Yes, it's a big show this weekend. God, I feel I really need to get my shirt game up. I've been spending too much money on kids' jerseys and equipment and everything for baseball.
Well, I was going to say, you have an excuse, though. That's what I was going to say. It's like, you have a legit reason why you don't have yours yet.
I mean, I guess taking care of your kids. That's just kidding.
I mean,
Yeah, I know.
if that's like important to you, being a good father.
Yeah, I know. And now with all the hail that just in the wind, let's see if I have any. I need to put a new roof in on the house now. You know,
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
God, I didn't even think about that crap.
Yeah. Well, I'm due for one anyway, so might as well put a claim on the insurance, right?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Yes, today we're going to recap Impact No Surrender, kind of a brief discussion of it, some of the results, and some of the fallout that took place actually tonight on Impact as well. And then we're going to be talking about AEW Revolution, AEW's first pay-per-view of the year, very much anticipated as well. So, but let's start. Is there any wrestling news this week? Anything that's kind of hit the spotlight here? As of late?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, I think I don't remember if we talked about it last week. If it had come out by then, I think it kind of had. But there was more stories this week that, because on Raw, they set up the match for Osmosis versus Brock Lesnar, which made everyone go,
yes.
what? And so there's, of course, the highly going around rumor that Vince McMahon is, or at least pushed that match through, that's something he wanted. But also because Brock didn't want to face Wyatt.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
There's
Show of hands if you're in the chat at home. Raise your hand if you're surprised by this. Everyone that has their hands up right now, y'all have not been watching the show.
Don't forget what you have to say at some point during there's two things.
You
have to say at some point during
find
this.
that message. Good reminder. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but other than that, there's some local stuff I know we're going to talk about in a bit. And then there's one that's not technically local, but is kind of interest to me and Tommy. So I think we'll mention that as well.
Oh yeah.
There was a chance for a minute we were contemplating taking off work and heading over to New Orleans tonight. And we'll explain.
I was saying, dude, if you want to, like,
I'm gonna say, Tommy, look, you know me. You agreed way too quickly. Like, I wasn't actually expecting you to be like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, oh, damn, you called me out. I wasn't gonna actually. I didn't think there was actually a chance.
Okay, here's why I agreed to that. I have that drive before. It's I like years ago when I was the one who lived out there, so I'm used to that drive. It legit doesn't bug me. So.
And I figure if we would have gone together, it wouldn't have been too bad. But
I mean, It would be a better drive if Louisiana would just finish its freaking construction. I swear to God, there's a freeway somewhere in Louisiana that's always under construction.
No, you're right.
Never fails.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Wait, does 35 run through Louisiana?
That's what I say every single time. I was like, "Wow, oh, you guys have your own 35 out here. That's fun."
that's hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway.
But yeah, I don't think there's any earth-shattering news other than just the weekly stuff and
yeah.
The fact that everyone thought Vince would have no say over WrestleMania at all is hilarious to me. So
yeah. As Metallica said, it's sad, but
All right, well let's kind of bump into a new segment of the show here. There's some other wrestling to talk about. Well, we'll kind of catch that at the end. It's related to title changes that happened this week. So not something new. Upcoming local wrestling events. Something we'll just try and call out every week as things come up. And here's a quick little graphic of what is coming up in the San Antonio area and surrounding areas. Branded Outlaw Wrestling this weekend, actually, March 4th, Saturday. The Hybrid Experience will be running a show on March 18th, which, for those of you with kids in school, this is at the last weekend of spring break.
Mm-hmm.
RCW on March 25th is their RCW main event.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. And then Mission Pro, their next event is April 22nd. Maybe some in between then now, but just calling out those. One that I honestly didn't have space for the graphic for, and it's a new wrestling promotion, Pro Wrestling Element, PWE for short. April 23rd, so the same weekend as Mission Pro Wrestling. And Tommy, give us a little bit more info you got on Branded Outlaws. I assume you're going to be part of that this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of matches did have to change because, one match did because Shiva is injured. Mm-hmm. It was going to be a match for the interim women's championship. What else is going on? I do know for a fact that Savage King is defending. Who was it against? Damn it. I'm going to have this up and I completely forgot. And we were also trying to hopefully get Fuego del Sol, but sadly he injured his foot today.
Thanks.
So that sucks.
Also, guys, if you want to go and support or harass the cameraman, that's always something that you can do at BOW.
I was going to say what the card was, but screw it now. I don't care.
No, I'm just kidding. I was trying to give you some time to finish looking it up. I was vamping.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I got it. Okay, so, Mike, this will interest you. Boss Baines, one of JP Harlow's stooges, he's facing Rodney Mack.
Okay, it does. But I told JC and I told you this. We have to ask something. Which universe is BOW in? Because we have now realized that San Antonio wrestling scene is a multiverse, and there's variants. Because back on February 11th at Mission Pro, JP Harlow, what's up, Terrell, and Joey Hyder with Baines, Men's Revolution, booed out of the building, complete heel tactics, all this stuff. Then this past weekend, I go to the Hybrid Experience, and apparently in Hybrid and RCW, they are a face tag team called H2 Easy. I shared a video that Hybrid and some other people shared of them free birding around the ring with some trainees and people, and it confused me a bit. So, which Baines are we getting? Which multiverse is that a part of? Do you know?
Okay, so I feel the need to explain that BOW is a third timeline.
Okay.
So I think Baines is a heel already because he did shoot a promo video. Wow, Bernsey, you were really working on that, weren't you?
Yeah.
And we'll come back to that, Bernsey. We're not done with Louisiana yet.
Swear to God, it took him a while to type that. I wonder if he was making sure he didn't have any spelling mistakes.
He probably was, because I got his apostrophes are on point. You know what?
But he missed one at the very beginning. But that's the English major in me.
True. Oh well. But no. But End of the World Party will also be. They're going for the tag championships, and I think we're going to still have the interim women's championship. So, but Misty Marsh's Anarchy Dash and Lady Bird Monroe are all supposed to be there. Shane Taylor is wrestling James Claxton, and I'm very much looking forward. What's likely will be the main event will be Savage King defending against Alexander Crowley. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and steady that are going this strong. Honestly, like there's good solid company.
I feel like you can go to any major city in Texas and you'll get at least 5 in each one because it's so easy.
I'll say
from a regulation standpoint,
but at the
it's
levels
easier
that
to
we
run
have them
promotion in
here,
Texas.
I would put us up against anybody for the level we have here.
Oh, I would agree with that.
It's not like there's one or two, and then like we have some legit companies. Now, obviously, RCW has the staying power, but
for sure,
yeah,
I'll take it.
I really do think, like, as far as Texas, as far as wrestling towns in general go, I feel like we should start being put up there with like other places.
Chicago
like
or
Chicago, Philly.
Yeah.
I feel like we have our own kind of like what PWG stuff down here every now and again.
Yeah.
RCW really should get more credit all the time they've been around at this point. That's because it's
for sure.
It's the 20-year anniversary passed. Was it this year or last year? Last year.
Right.
Last year. Like, you do realize they've been around just as long as Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So,
and TNA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I think on his stories on Instagram, Marvel was sharing the time he was I guess one of the hoodlums or whatever with Hernandez and LAX over.
I remember that pay-per-view. Yeah.
So he was sharing that the time he was over there. Yeah, like RCW, been around a long time, and Brandon shares a bunch of the stuff they've done over there, the people they've had in there, the people that have come through there. Yeah, it's stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Hey, you still typing? Jesus, you're just trying to get this perfect Burns.
I think he threw the comment in there for you.
He said, "I'm getting this right."
Because it's not "we will," it's "well," and then
he said, "I'm getting this right, damn it."
But isn't Shane Taylor coming back too for this show, or he's going to be at the show as well?
Yeah, he's wrestling. Yeah, he's going to face James Claxton.
Oh, that's just okay. Sorry.
Yeah, well, and also ups to him. He was at the Ring of Honor tapings this past weekend. Him and JD Griffin. I mean, get him an ROH title shot because Shane Taylor versus Claudio. Who doesn't win that match? Except but the fans win. So
yeah, and I'm sorry, but we're probably gonna have to see a swing, and he's gonna do it. And it's gonna be impressive.
Yeah,
it is gonna be impressive. But yeah.
All right.
On a few of the other ones, there have been a few matches announced. I don't know if it's officially announced because Hybrid hasn't shared any graphics, but I know for their show, at least from the last weekend, Gia Michelle, who came out, which we laughed a bit because she comes out to PSA. Which kind of makes her heels in our book, regardless of what she does. But she mentioned there were no women's match at the last Hybrid show, and then decided to challenge both Maddie and Key Vibes for I assume the March 18th show. So that should be a heck of a match. That's the only one that's officially that I can remember was kind of mentioned for the next one. RCW has released a few of their matches, and it's not. I don't know. Well, it's funny because unfortunately we were mentioning him for not good reasons. But we were talking about Silver last week. We talked about Gregory James, who's now Gutter Snake Izzy James, and lo and behold, he's showing up at RCW Mania to face Devin Carter, which should be a hell of a match. This is now the third or fourth iteration of James that we've seen. And then there's also the Texas Treats are teaming with Diego Rene to take on, again, Age Too Easy, JP Harlow and Hyder, the Faces, with David Kidd in a six-man match. And I'm sure this doesn't surprise any of y'all at all, but Don Juan and Marvel are just as great at what they do as ever. And Don Juan has way too much fun with it sometimes.
I think he is loving being back so much right now.
It does show.
Think he really did this. Yeah.
And then I think there's a women's match RCW is, but yeah, there's already matches announced. And Mission Pro announced 2 matches, and that's still a month and a half away. But the champ is back. Genocide is back, facing Hyen, which should be a hell of a match. And then they just announced today one of Tommy's favorites, who's quickly been climbing out the last few shows. Tiffany Nieves versus a newcomer. What was it? Shay.
Oh,
someone new to me, but yeah. So there's 2 matches already announced for that one, and I'm sure many more to go. So lots of shows coming up in the next month. Lots of great matches.
Shay Carmichael.
Shay Carmichael, there you go. Who, as far as I know, is new. I don't know if she's been in Mission Pro in previous year or whatever, but she's new to me.
Remember her, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but I don't remember her. I'm checking her. Oh, she's from DFW. She's from the Pro. So I'm assuming she's new.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, that's what we got coming up on the local scene. And again, Tommy will be out there this weekend for BOW. Pay a visit, go check it out, and support your local wrestling wherever you are. I always think that's important because, honestly, without independent local promotions like the ones you might have in your area, the bigger businesses don't thrive. That's where a lot of people get started, where they pay their dues, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, can't tell you how many wrestlers we've seen come up through the ranks here in San Antonio are now on like Japan and ROH, AEW. It's pretty amazing stuff. So
yeah. And then before we move on, we do have to mention that one more match of the Louisiana thing we're talking about.
Uh-oh.
So there's a company called Wildcat Sports, and
it's
so
a good
apparently
company. That's Luke Hawk's company, I think.
Right. So his son is PJ Hawk, right?
Yeah, PJ Hawk.
Okay.
Yeah,
So apparently, I assume in real life, PJ Hawk is getting married. So they have a show tomorrow night called PJ's X-Rated Bachelor Party, and it's 21 and up show. So sounds pretty cool. But here's a match, and the match is perfectly set for the people on this show. It is Jasmine Allure and Katie Forbes versus La Rosa Negra and Savannah Evans. So now you understand why me and Tommy almost took the day off and headed down to Louisiana.
I'm wondering why we're not doing the show when you guys are on the road right now. That's what I'm wondering.
It was this close. I was seriously thinking like, well, because I was thinking, well, I never hauled in. I mean, it'd be a first, so
yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to regret it. But here we are.
Yeah, I said we would have to leave super early the next morning, but I think we could do it actually.
Well, if I get a call from Mike, then hey, I need you to watch my dog. I'll know. So yeah.
I'll leave a bunch of food. I'll clean up the crap when I get back.
Poor guy.
No, I wouldn't. But yeah, so I thought that would. I mean, it's literally, as your wife so eloquently put, your girl talking to me versus Tommy's girl, La Rosa Negra, on opposite sides of the team. So yeah,
we still win either way, though.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
All right, we'll have a quick little recap of some of the results from Impact. I better move on.
I don't know, Jason. Good question. I guess because no one in Texas decided to throw an X-rated bachelor party wrestling show.
Why didn't I think of that? Damn it! Oh, I'm so mad.
It is New Orleans after all, right?
So Brandon, I know RCW. No, I'm just kidding. It's normally a family show, but
no, screw that. BOW. I'm gonna call Clint. Hey, man, let's have hey, dude, we can find someplace.
Where's ACW when you need it? Jesus Christ!
Right?
All right. Yeah,
that would have been perfect.
Seriously.
All right. Impact No Surrender. And I really just want to touch a bit on some of the results from the show. Wasn't any title changes, but this was just kind of an Impact Plus show, kind of a carryover a bit. All of us went 5-2 in our picks. Some of it evened out. It was just kind of funny how it all worked out that way. So, Birds, you write it down. Yeah. So, but one thing of note is here is that the Bullet Club did win their 6-man tag against Time Machine, something that we all picked against. We thought Time Machine would win.
Yeah.
And apparently by by virtue of that, Ace Austin and Chris Bay earned themselves a title shot against Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin for the Impact Tag Team Championships. And tonight on Impact, that match was supposed to be slated for Sacrifice, which is the next Impact Plus event next month. But Machine Gun says, let's do it now. Well, they did. And we have new Impact Tag Team Champions, the Bullet Club. Ace Austin and Chris Bay defeated the Motor City Machine Guns tonight on Impact to become the Impact World Tag Team Champions. Which apparently it's a week of Tag Team Championship title changes because on Raw, Mike, I know you're happy about this, Becky Lynch and Lita defeated Damage Control for the World's Women's Tag Team.
Obviously, with Bayley leading Damage Control, but it's again, it's kind of a no-lose match.
Yeah,
all the way around. I mean, Trish Stratus came back.
And I was gonna say it was a no lose for me too.
Yeah, I mean,
you think they're setting that up for Mania, like a 6-man or 6-woman, I should say? Tag.
They better be, because this was my 1-minute warning like 2 weeks ago. I swear to God, if after all of this, no, and also because, and I guess I forgot this in the news, but it just popped in when we said this. There are reports that there are people in WWE disgruntled because not as many people are making it onto the WWE card, even with the 2-night show.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah. So if you don't have Bayley and honestly, all 6 of these women on the show, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to be kind of upset.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, give me what I want. Put Io Shirai and Trish Stratus in the same ring at the same time. It's all I want for Christmas.
I mean, it's March, but I understand.
I don't care what month it is. You think I'm trying to be logic now? No. He's killing me tonight.
So as far as some of the results, Mickie James did defeat Masha Slamovich. Josh Alexander outlasted Rich Swann. Macklin is now the number 1 contender for the Impact World Championship. So Steve Macklin will be challenging Josh Alexander most likely at Sacrifice for the Impact World Championship.
It'll be a good match.
That's right. I figured it was going to happen.
So. Jessica and Ty Valkyrie, the Death Dolls, retained the Knockouts Tag Team Championships despite Tommy picking against them, by the way.
I know!
Wait a minute.
I know.
This is not wrestling related, but why are the Spurs going on a winning streak now?
Did they win?
They won.
Because why the fuck not? Why.
Because we need to stay in the bottom 3 to get a top pick.
No, here's why. I mean, as long as they're no worse than Houston's. The Rockets are crap right now, so that's fine. So,
yes, but then that means if they get too good, then they don't get the better chance at a top 2 pick.
But the Rockets will screw that pick up anyway, and they won't know what to do with it. So I'm not worried about it. So anyway,
so can we have it? So since they're
because we'll get the best player on the board for less money. That's why. So work with me here.
Yeah, dude, we suck really bad this year. We don't need to start winning now.
Popping his pride. Yeah, I don't believe in tanking. But anyway, So, I mean, it looked like a decent card. I like I said, this was a busy weekend. It was opening day for my kids, so I didn't get to see a whole lot of wrestling anyway. But no surrender. So what's up, Mike? What's up, Tommy?
I just saw this. Josh Alexander, Steve Macklin. It's set for Rebellion in April.
Rebellion. So they put that on the pay-per-view. Interesting.
They put it on the pay-per-view. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, they haven't Macklin up this past year, so.
But now I'm torn though because it's in Canada. I don't think Macklin's from Canada, but I know Josh Alexander is.
Well, Josh, yeah, he definitely is.
So would they have him drop it in Canada?
That would be interesting. Well, here's why. Well, officially they have it listed that it's either Josh Alexander or Kushida defending the title.
Oh, because he's got.
So Kushida's getting a shot.
Yeah.
Well, good in my opinion, because he got screwed over in WWE. But anyway,
yes, but the world doesn't.
Macklin was born in New Jersey, so no, he's not Canadian. But
but the world doesn't have to include the belt from Alexander yet.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But give him other belts.
Sure. I can live with
All right. Well, if you watched this after the fact and got to see No Surrender, let us know your thoughts on the event. I'll definitely try and watch it at some point because I want to see how some of these matches laid out. And
yeah, I don't have a rating meet either because
yeah,
I get to watch
Yeah,
it.
same across the board, obviously.
opening day. Yeah, we'll get to it, but it is time definitely to get into a show that has been much anticipated for quite a while, and dare I say, anticipated ever since MJF won the AEW World Championship, because people have been wondering how he's going to get to this point, who he's going to be defending against. And
yeah, I'm hyped one.
the building has been crazy. AEW Revolution taking place this weekend. We're going to talk about it. If you're watching with us live, let us know your match predictions as we go through with this. And again, also, if you're catching us later, feel free to make some predictions along with us as well. And we're going to start with a no holds barred match, which, quite frankly, I don't even know why they call these matches that anyway. Just say anything goes. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Why do you have to say no holds barred? So, Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Tommy, where do you feel on this one?
It's so hard to call this one, especially since Christian Cage just came back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's not really over with those two yet. I'm gonna cautiously say Christian Cage. Especially since he's so good at no holds barred matches. TLC matches we could talk about that. But so I'll hesitate Christian Cage, and let's just and I'll assume I'm wrong.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, so normally I would say it should be Jungle Boy, because it makes the most sense. But AEW does tend to let their feuds go on longer than sometimes they should. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Christian Cage too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it should be Jungle Boy because he kind of lost some momentum when Cage got injured originally. But yeah, I don't think they're ready to finish that story yet. So,
I'm going with Jungle Boy. I don't know if that necessarily means they'll finish the story, but I feel like they're gonna be using this to kind of springboard Jungle Boy into something bigger for Double or Nothing, which is the next big event. So that's just my thought. And then, then St. Patrick's Day Slam or whatever, they're going to use that this year too again, right? But I got Jungle Boy here with this one, the way the build-up has been. This next one that was pretty interesting, Ricky Starks against Chris Jericho, and the Jericho Appreciation Society is barred from ringside.
All right. I had to hit the post.
Okay. Mike, what do you got on this one while Tommy's over there posing?
Again, there's no reason that Jericho should win this match. And yet, what does Jericho do in his feuds? He takes the loss and then comes back at the end for one last win.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go Ricky Starks. Again, no reason he shouldn't. Yeah, I got to go Ricky Starks. I'm going to stop talking myself out of it.
I'm going Ricky Starks as well, especially with the JS banned from ringside. Unless they announce some surprise new member, I don't, foresee that. So, Tommy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going Ricky Starks. I feel like after he got that momentum with MJF, that they've just been putting him in more feuds just to get a spotlight on him because he's one of the guys who sooner or later they're going to pull the trigger and make him world champion too. I just honestly feel that. I don't know if it'll be this year because I don't know if it'll be this year because I still want to see because I'm still trying to see what they're going to do with the main event in MJF. But come on, because Ricky's been killed. That's the one problem with Ricky is whenever he gets a mic, he unintentionally buries people. Because it's not because he's trying to bury them; it's because he's so damn good on the mic. He just destroys everybody else. Because every time he cuts a promo, Hollywood Terry, he texts me. He's like, Ricky killed them. And if I'm watching it live, I text him back, yeah, he really did.
100% right.
So I'm going Ricky. There's no chance of me not voting for Ricky in this one, yeah.
Alrighty. Texas Deathmatch. John Moxley against Hangman Adam Page.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this...
Damn, AEW so hard to pick, right? Damn
it.
But I'm gonna go with my gut here. I know this seems to it's on paper it favors Moxley, but I feel like Page has more to prove. It takes deathmatch style anyway, so I got to go with Hangman Page here for this one. Tommy, what are you feeling?
Okay, yeah, I'll go Hangman Page too. Yeah.
Okay. Mike.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with y'all because obviously it wouldn't hurt Moxley. This has been one of the strangest feuds.
Yeah.
Like it's been a great feud, but even though Blackpool Combat Club is kind of this we'll just beat anybody up, we don't care. Moxley's like the face of AEW. With all due respect to MJF at the moment, he's the guy who has kept them steady through the instability of the scrum after the Punk stuff and the Elite, and he's been the MVP for this year.
Arguably, he kept them steady through the pandemic era too.
Yeah. So it's weird because and then Hangman's that kind of underdog face that got his moment with Omega, but I think it does more for Adam Page. And honestly, I still don't think Moxley ever got that time off that he was supposed to get after losing to Punk originally.
Yeah.
So
no, he did.
With Claudio and Yuta, both holding ROH titles, maybe this is a time to give him, Moxley a little bit of break, even if it's like a month or two. Let Claudio and Yuta spend their time in ROH, and then bring him back closer to maybe the next pay-per-view or whatever we have.
All right. Now the title matches we're getting into. First, the TNT Championship. Samoa Joe defending against Wardlow. Tommy, what do you got?
Damn it, me first.
Yeah, rotating around here.
I'm gonna go Joe, but only because I think immediately after that, freaking Powerhouse Hobbs is gonna beat him for the very next week. I feel like he's gonna be Wardlow, but then Hobbs is just gonna be waiting. If Hobbs doesn't take his opportunity while pay-per-view is happening, which I could also see. He's a gigantic, huge, mountain of a man who would stop him. But yeah, I'm gonna go Joe.
All right, Mike.
Yeah. You know what? Up until Dynamite on Wednesday, I would have picked Wardlow without hesitation. But Same. You're right, with the momentum they're putting on Hobbs, because I thought Takeshita was going to win that match.
I did too, yeah.
But he didn't, and then they put it on Hobbs, and I agree. Wardlow's in a weird place, and again, it's one of these things where I feel like AEW really fumbled what they had in him, and I hate to, criticize AEW, but that guy was Goldberg level for a while, and part of it was the MJF stuff the first time because he beat MJF, but all anyone cared about was the plane and the missing the signing and him going away, and so it kind of cut off his momentum there. And then there's something about certain guys getting haircuts where they're just not the same, and I know it's part of a storyline. But he doesn't have the same. The last few times it's come out, it just hasn't quite been the same. So I think I'm going to agree with Tommy. I'm going to agree with Joe. Winds up keeping it only to get taken out by Hobbs because he's also got the ROH title, and I think he's going to spend some time mostly on ROH for the next few months, not always on AEW.
I was going to say as far as Wardlow kind of losing some momentum. I think one time when he was in San Antonio. And they did the signing. I think he said his knees were kind of bothering him, so they may have just written him off TV for a while, let him kind of heal up a bit before they brought him back. So I mean, I feel like they do that a lot with people who are injured. They just kind of quietly take them off TV, even if it's they lose momentum. But it's it does suck for the story, but I kind of get why they do it. So yeah,
I mean, if they did,
if they did,
I'm actually going to stick with Wardlow, and a lot of this stems that. Wardlow never really lost the title to Joe. That was a part of a three-way match where Joe submitted Hobbs in at Full Gear.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Wardlow wants that revenge. Now, yes, another thing too is also the fact that you mentioned Joe has an ROH title that he's also going to be appearing on more. And a part of me really does want to see Hobbs versus Wardlow. Come athletic guys to see what they can pull off. Yeah, just one-on-one would be pretty awesome. So,
but it's another one of those matches where like someone has to lose, though.
Yeah. But that's gonna be fun to watch.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Oh, without a doubt. And in all fairness, any combination of the winner versus Hobbs is
big meaty.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It really is.
Plus, there's something funny about the TNT Championship. It doesn't stay on the title holder very long.
No,
I think that's why it's become my favorite title. Actually, because like for all the anger it gets towards it, it's become my favorite for that exact reason. That's not staying on anyone long.
It's the new never open weight championship. Basically, is what it's turned into, right? So
I mean, you're not wrong. Well, I mean, especially during that 1 year period when Ishii won it and like someone would beat him for it. He beat him right back for like a solid year straight. I was like, can somebody hold on to this thing for a while, please?
No, we cannot.
Oh. No, you're right. Or
hey,
that time.
Rick, what's up? Go Avs.
What's up, yep. And then there was a time when Shibata lost it to Evil, only to win it back literally 2 weeks later. I was like, what the hell was the point of that title change?
All right, AEW Trios Championship, the Elite versus the House of Black, and dare I say, this one is probably going to steal the show.
It could.
Yeah,
Good.
Just like wow, this one when they set this one up, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be fun. But is it enough for them to win the House of Black? I mean, this has been an interesting stable, good talent, great promos, this and that, but have they ever really won anything as a team or individually?
Well, at their beginning of their start, I think they did.
Yeah.
It's just that when they got to needing the time off, they were given, that's when they started losing. But then again, that was to kind of prop this up, although whenever everyone speculated to the point where poor Malachi Black had to say, I never said any of this. I felt bad for him. I was like, poor man had to defend himself. That didn't make any sense.
Much like you talk about The Miz and Steve Macklin and other guys, I never really feel bad for him because,
Oh, Malachi Black? Oh, hell no. I personally, no. I feel no sympathy for him whatsoever. He's still winning. No matter what. It doesn't matter.
No sympathy for the devil, so to speak.
Yeah.
He's winning. He's all winning. When he goes home, he's winning. So,
well, Mike, where are you going with this one?
I'm gonna go with the Elite, only because I feel like they just finally won the. I feel like maybe it's been 2 months. I don't know, but it feels like the end of that best of 7 was just like a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
they've defended them like once or twice. I don't know if this is going to be. I don't know if these are going to be TNT title-esque, where they switch hands a lot. But I feel like they'll find a way to win this first one. I don't think they're done with each other. And plus, I don't know. Like, I don't mean to crap on them, but I feel like the Bucks always find a way to go over in some of the bigger shows. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is their company, right? Yeah, I've got the Elite winning as well. I don't know if this is the time just yet where they're drop the titles they worked so hard for, but though it would be kind of funny the first pay-per-view defense they lose.
Yeah. I mean, nothing would shock me. I wouldn't be shocked, honestly, if they lost either. So.
Yeah, they won the final match on the 11th of January, and they've had 3 defenses since then.
I don't know why it feels like they was just the other week. Time's weird. Time's weird, man.
Time is very weird. Yeah.
Tommy, what do you got?
House of Black.
Oh boy! All right.
I said House of Black when this started, and I'm sticking with House of Black to win this. I feel like it's their time, and also because all 3 of them are terrifying. I take it back. All 4 of them are terrifying. Really, our heart is terrifying for an entirely different reason that I like. So
in all seriousness, I gotta give her credit because very similar to Alexa Bliss, she finally clicked with she found that character and she does it so well now. Like,
Yes.
like she was like that cheerleader with the Varsity Blondes or whatever, yada yada. And then the House of Black was terrorizing her and was kind of weird, very similar to what Bray Wyatt had done to Alexa Bliss. And I'm not trying to say they copied the story. I'm just saying the way they portrayed a certain type of character, and then it flipped, and then they've kind of killed it in the new version of it. She does really well as like the creepy, kind of from a horror movie, shows no emotion. She's really good at that.
Did you ever hear Brody King talk about when they first talked to her about what to do with her character?
Like in real life? No.
Yeah, no, because so when they took her to a stylist, first off, they found that hat, and that was like, oh, that works for her, and that worked. So they said, well, and they were talking to her. They was like, well, what else do you like to do? She started naming like all these death metal bands that she's into, or like heavy metal bands, and Brody King, and they like, wait, you like them? She's like, yeah, and Brody King said, oh, this is gonna work. So that's how that kind of came about, because they started talking to her, they found out she liked all these like heavy death metal bands. They were like, oh, this is gonna work. So
okay, I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool then.
It's really cool because like he really does talk her up. It's like he was really like he was saying how awesome it was how she jumped on board with this and just like melded into the character. He really does a good job of propping up like his fellow coworkers, Brody King.
Yeah,
for scary as the guys he looks, I think he's really one of those guys for the business. Like he respects everyone who works with him.
It's always the guys like that, right?
Yeah, scariest dudes are the nicest ones, which is So.
Yeah, we see you, Jason, and that's true. She was a cheerleader in NXT when she pretty much first got there too.
I forgot all about that.
And with the third member of House of Black,
Murphy.
Murphy. She was for Murphy and Blake.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy.
It's Buddy Matthews now.
Weird connection.
I haven't remember everyone's new names.
Another man I will never feel bad for.
Never! Mother! Son of a... God! I can't even swear. I'm so mad at him. I respect the hell out of him, but I'm so mad at him.
Of course.
All right. AEW Tag Team Championship. It's a 4-way. The Guns defending against the Acclaimed, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, and the team of Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. And I got to pick this one first. I think this is one where the fans are going to be pissed, so I've got the Guns winning and retaining. So that's what I got with this.
Is Bernsey a karaoke tonight? Or
I guess so. Bernsey, how much have you had to drink, bro?
No, he just put it up there, but
you've been drinking or you've been watching a little bit too much Supernatural, because they play this.
I was just going to make a joke. Like, some people think, oh, that's the Bucks' new song. Nah.
Yeah.
That was Supernatural before, man.
Supernatural was rocking it for a good minute.
15 years, at least.
Yeah. A good minute. Like I said.
Yeah,
Tommy, where are you going with 30? This match, though?
Damn it. I'm just going to go with what I want to happen and say the Acclaimed. But part of me, I can't lie, is convinced that freaking Jeffers going to pull out a victory on this one. And I can't stand it. I can't stand it that he might win this. But I'm sticking with the Acclaim. That's my pick. I will die on this hill.
I like how you say that right as Jason says this.
Yes. Dude, social media would love that. So.
Yeah.
Well,
no. Social media would love it, and they would hate
Rick,
it.
Congrats.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. All right, so you're officially going to go with Lethal and Jarrett then, Tommy.
You know what? No, I'm sticking with the Acclaimed.
Okay.
The Acclaimed.
Mike, what about you?
I'm hoping I'm wrong.
I'm going to go like you. I'm going to go with the Guns. Only because another one of these, like, kind of like the way you talked about Malachi Black and everyone thinking he was gone or whatever for a while. I think FTR is on the same boat. And I think they're going to come back and dethrone the Guns and have another good run.
Okay.
I just want everyone to stop saying that. Oh, going to WWE. No, you don't know that. I mean, to me, I'm just like, let them chill.
Also, I'll tell you right now. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say they gave us 2 solid years of the best tag team wrestling ever. Let those guys take a break.
Yeah, they need to, man. Let them rest.
In all fairness, it did seem for a while like Tony wasn't utilizing them at their highest popularity. But at the same time, for those of you saying they're going to go back to WWE immediately, I'm pretty sure they may have even said this on Dax's podcast. The minute they hear Vince is pushing through Brock versus Osmosis, they're like, "No thanks. We remember the last thing you wanted us to do. We're cool. Either staying in AEW or going on the Indies for a while," which they do anyway.
If they go on the Indies, please stop to San Antonio, please and thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And one of the many wonderful companies we mentioned earlier in the show.
For sure.
Synergy.
Even Mission Pro. You tell me they wouldn't kill the Bougie Reality? You tell me FTR Bougie Reality wouldn't have a great
they'd have a great match, but at least take out the Men's Revolution, man.
They might join the Men's Revolution just to
count them as people right now in NPW. What you talking about?
Those variants are horrible.
Yeah, they are.
Interesting theory, Jason, but with who?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, I'm intrigued, but
me too.
Actually. Yeah.
Sean.
What if it's Mark Briscoe?
Oh,
that would be interesting.
That would be so cool.
That would be cool.
But you have to. But do you go after those, or do you go after ROH? Because we just saw Maddie talk to one of the ROH trios champs, who apparently never
interview so far.
Haven't seen it yet. Need to go watch it.
Yeah, have you seen all of them? Because all of Maddie's Monday main character.
They're great. So was it called side character? What's she called?
Interviews or whatever.
Yeah,
they're
great. So
but the newest one is
Females line don't have a main. It makes sense for me. No further questions.
No,
Kylan King was still the best one.
Kylan King was the best one. You're right.
All right. The only women's match on this card is a three-way for the Women's World Championship. Jamie Hayter defending against Saraya and Ruby Soho. And rotating around, Tommy, you're up first on this one. What do you got here? Dare I say this is the hardest one to pick too? But
it is. I'll say Jamie Hayter. I feel like they want to keep that momentum going. So actually, Jason thinking that one, but that's why Mark Briscoe came to my mind first. Because I was gonna say him first, but then Mark Briscoe popped up.
You want to set the internet on fire?
I mean, they did that interview about it too, right? So
I know, They like the dude. They got no qualms with him.
Yeah, that could be. Well,
I heard a rumor that he wants to try to mend fences and come back, but I feel like the Elite need to do the same.
Okay, so let me because supposedly he wasn't going to be back till around April. So first of all, just real quick, if WWE at WrestleMania finishes their biggest storyline with the Bloodline stuff, and then you have the influence of Vince McMahon coming back in, what better time to bring back CM Punk and get the eyes back on your product with something like that? Just saying.
It's true.
Yeah, but I don't think Punk wants to work with Vince. So,
No, I meant
bring he meant Punk go to
AEW. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Not with WWE. Yeah, to go back with FTR. Bring him back at AEW. Yeah. My bad. Yeah.
Although that would break the internet. Punk everyone back.
Well, yeah.
All right, Tommy goes Jamie Hayter. Mike, what about you?
I'm going to go with the same. I'm real interested to see if Ruby chooses a side after this, because I feel like I really like the idea of them starting to pull more people to each side, and then heading up to that women's blood and guts match with the OG AEW versus the newcomers or the WWE ones. And Ruby's kind of in the middle there because she didn't have a long time in WWE, but she definitely did. So it'll be interesting if she chooses a side or if she, goes Swiss like Claudio. So,
I've got Ruby Soho winning this, and it's going to be one of those crazy pins where someone hits their finisher and she throws them out and gets it. It's going to be one of those type of moves. I think Soho is. Yeah. I think Soho is due for some sort of, like you said it, what side is she going to choose? This kind of leaves her in the middle, and you can still run with that. I feel like what she set up is really would be a good Twitter character that a lot of fans would get behind. So, and I think that everyone's gonna be focused on Soraya and Jamie Hayter in this match. Soraya's like big title shot, but what about Ruby? And that's where I think Ruby can really change things up a bit. And believe it or not, she's long deserved and earned this
without a
championship.
doubt.
You know, I think it would surprise people, and people would be cheering nonetheless. However she wanted. So
agree.
Yeah.
And this podcast has started to make me realize two truths. One, JC is usually right.
Yeah,
and
that's
two,
true.
Tommy knows everybody in Texas wrestling, and why I do not tell him to make the contacts first is my mistake repeatedly, apparently.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because we're about to talk about the AEW World Championship, and I've got to make a somewhat friendly prediction here for someone on this podcast, and that's I thought that Claudio will beat MJF for the AEW title this year. And
yes, I think that's a great idea.
And that Bayley will headline one of the nights of WrestleMania 40, which would be next WrestleMania. So
wow. I'm glad you feel that way, man.
Got you, bro.
That's awesome. Especially because you're usually right.
I know. Well, and y'all were pissed off at me last time I was right. So
uncontentedly. I'm sorry.
No, to be completely honest with you, the Claudio one I think is very, very likely, and I think that will be happening.
Else, let me see the match, man. Like I'm sure MJF they'd probably have him find a way to beat Claudio. I get that, but just give me the match and let me see MJF crying and like making noises while he's in the spin because he's a good heel. He knows how to.
Yeah, he
that would be great.
Actually. You know, as they say, show his ass when he needs to.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him in the swing, like crying and whine.
We'll see. Yeah. Double or Nothing's back. Is Double or Nothing back in Vegas this year?
You would think so. It's either that or Chicago, I feel like.
It's probably Vegas. Forbidden Door, if they do it again, it'll probably be in Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's rumored to be on someone's like set for June now. So
yeah, Full Gear is November. You know, I think if Claudio's going to get the shot and possibly take it, it's going to be All Out or Full Gear. It's one of those two big shows, and I could definitely see it happening at All Out. But they got the time to build it up. So, but I think that's very, very possible.
You know, AW. While we're at that, like Tommy said earlier, San Antonio is a wrestling city, man. We show up for Dynamite the 2 times. You know, you can get Austin people down here.
Look, I'm just saying, if you
pay-per-view.
Yeah, you can run a pay-per-view at the Freeman. It'd still be great. For sure.
Yep.
NXT did it.
And as far as Bayley headlining one of the nights of WrestleMania, it is long overdue. Yes, should happen a long time ago. Should have happened this year.
I'm surprised what the hell's going on. Year, really. Yeah.
All right, but that leads into the main event, the AEW World Championship in a 60-minute Iron Man match. MJF defends against Bryan Danielson. I did get Tina's pick for this one because I really wanted to know where she was going to go with this. And she was just so back and forth, but ultimately she's picking MJF. That's where she's going with this. And I'm going to do the same. And I think it's going to be one of those things where he's going to get like a lead with like, you know, who knows, like a minute left or something. Yeah. And just run away. And Bryan can't catch up to him as quick as Bryan is. It's going to be one of those things where Bryan might have him in a tying pin and time runs out. So it's going to be close, but I've got MJF sneaking away with the victory here, as does Tina. Mike, what about you?
You know, it's funny. We've said so many times when we've done predictions, like, oh, my head versus my heart.
Yeah.
I don't think my head and heart have ever been at such opposite sides of the globe, because my heart wants nothing more than to see Bryan Danielson win the championship here.
Mm-hmm.
B, literally what he said on AEW Dynamite, kick his effing head off. And I mean that with the most due respect of MJF's heel, with the way he plays his heel. But yeah, but that's my heart. But my head knows MJF's going to find a way to win, so I got to go MJF.
All right,
but,
Tommy.
Are you going to Baron Corbin this one? Do you
No,
got the guts?
I'll go MJ. I don't have the guts. I'll go MJF for it because I legit do not want MJF to win this fucking match. With everybody being, I do not want MJF winning this motherfucking match.
I'm right there with you. And
that's 60 minutes, man. He's gonna have to earn it. So
better, damn it.
Oh, Jason, that's bold. That's bold.
Jason.
Now,
Man, he come with the heat tonight.
He says that, but here's the thing. Little wrestling news for you. Jay White's New Japan contract officially expired today.
Who's it?
Jay White.
Really?
Yes. Oh. His contract with New Japan officially expired today. So everyone's going to be event watching, pay-per-view watching. Where's he going to show up? If MJF wins, is there a shot Jay White shows up? Or regardless of who wins?
I was going to say, if Jay wins AEW, regardless of who wins, if the Switchblade logo appears on that Tron, then it doesn't matter because he's cheered like a face in America only because in America he's such a hot commodity. But let him get going; he'll turn heel really quick. But I mean that in a good. I mean that in a good way because Jay White's just that good at it. He's going to get cheered out the building. Let Bryan Danielson win, please God, let that happen. And let him come Switchblade with the quickness. Or Jason could also be right, but even does win, Punk comes back and solidifies himself as a heel and just beats up Bryan Danielson. It would not be the first time.
Could you imagine Punk and MJF two-man power tripping it?
Yes, we could! Because the internet would break.
Yes.
Twitter would go offline with the hate tweets.
The buildings would blow up just from the amount of ego on that team from both of those guys.
Well, I mean, the handshake would be right there with Vince and Austin, and
Burns in his first non-musical lyric thing of the night. His prediction says, "I could see Jay showing up after the match."
No, you've never heard that song? I could.
Yeah.
Jay showing up after the match.
Jay White comes out, then Bryan is winning. Yeah. I mean, it could. Jay White could come out either way. What's up,
Daniel?
Yeah.
Hey, man. What if Jay White just came out? He just hit the blade rod on both of them and left the ring.
Yeah, could happen.
By the way, real quick, that is Legacy of Nerd dropping in, who had two amazing interviews with Austin St. John, the original Red Ranger, and the guy who played Zordon last weekend. Yeah.
Nice.
So if you're checking us out, go check out Legacy of Nerd, part of the the Countdown City Geek family.
Yes.
For sure.
And also for them, no, it's next weekend, right? Y'all got more phenomenal in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. So week after next.
Yeah, not this weekend, the following one. The beginning of spring break for us.
But Nakia Burris, who is the yellow Zeo and Turbo Ranger, will be in New Braunfels Saturday and Sunday because I'm trying to go Sunday. So.
Oh yeah, this weekend.
Yeah. Another Power Rangers crush. I had a few.
All right. AEW Revolution this Sunday, March 5th at 7 p.m. Central Time. The buy-in is at 6 p.m. By the way, this is the final weekend before Daylight Savings starts. FYI. Yep. It's going to be taking place at the Chase Center in San Francisco, California, home of the Golden State Warriors. Will be available on Bleacher Report and through your pay-per-view providers for $50. Internationally, also on FIGHT TV, pay-per-view.com. Also, I believe, check your local Dave & Buster's. Some of them will actually be carrying this pay-per-view. Probably charge a cover, and you can go watch with some fellow wrestling fans at Dave & Buster's as well. So,
even though Bailey probably loves the Warriors, boo.
Yeah, I know.
Although, Tommy told me one time, I'd totally wear the jersey if she wanted me to.
Yeah, there are exceptions to every rule, dude. It doesn't matter.
All right, and it's time to move now into our 1 minute warning segment here. Mike, we'll start with you. You got anything this week?
Yeah, I'm just going to continue something that we kind of already mentioned earlier.
All right, ready, set, and go.
So it's been a while since I've come back to my two main themes to my 1 minute warning, and that's either Claudio or Bailey. And so I'll mention them both real quick because tonight was the first episode of the new ROH under Tony Khan on Watch ROH. And apparently, um, Eddie Kingston, who quit AEW this past Wednesday, showed up in ROH and got in Claudio's face. So that's a hell of a match to look forward to down the road. And then also, just to reiterate what we said earlier for Bailey, she better be on the goddamn WrestleMania card. You screwed it up the last 2 years. I know one was an injury, but one was you literally did not have anything to her until you pittingly put her on the second night with the Bellas and the NWO. And X-Pac was the only dude cool enough to be like, yeah, I'll too sweet you, because they were trying to embarrass her. JC said it. I mean, the main event is long overdue for her, but what she's done since she's turned into the Karen version, this heel version of Bailey, is pretty much carry large portions of the women's division at time through the pandemic and through some of these feuds. So get her on the damn card. Thank you.
All right, what's that?
Wow.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, just she changed her entire fucking character, became a bigger star, and you still aren't recognizing that. So yeah.
Yes, I'll take versions of that, Jason.
Jason, there's no downside to that match whatsoever. So yeah.
Unless that's in Louisiana, right? You have to drive to that one. Tommy, what do you got? You got anything this week?
Sorry. Yeah, I got something. Yeah.
Right, ready, set, and go.
Just happy Ring of Honor is back. Big shouts out to Mark Briscoe, who I think kicked off the first round of tapings. Also shouts out to Shane Taylor, JD Griffey. I believe they were on either one or two. Just happy Ring of Honor is back. Apparently, from what I've heard, great crowd reaction. It was like they were live through both nights. So that's a great way to kick everything off. And Honor Club, I think it started this week. So it's just glad it's back. And and to the people who were still mad, why aren't they on TV? Because the guy's trying to keep the company open all the way he can. And I'm sorry, I don't remember you buying Ring of Honor and getting a TV deal. So maybe you should just watch it or don't, and stop talking about it if you don't want to watch it. Cool, it's all right.
You almost feel like this is a better deal than the TV deal because people can watch it anywhere,
Well, I feel like it's not only that, but it's also a fact that, like I feel like who doesn't know this story? When he got Ring of Honor, he was Tony Khan was adamant the Briscoes had to be on it. WB Discovery didn't want to do that. But in Tony Khan's defense, he didn't want to anger them by taking company and putting it somewhere else and risk getting AEW canceled. So forgive the guy for trying to keep everybody employed. Thing he's been doing since this company started.
I like what he's done though, because it keeps the money there. It keeps the money there. It's a new sort of way to build it up. And maybe eventually they'll get a TV deal, but like I said, people can watch it anywhere now.
And by the way, people who don't know, do y'all remember the time when you could only watch Ring of Honor through DVDs that you had to get 2 weeks later? Oh wait, you don't? Then shut up. Thank you.
I knew there was something about Tommy and DVDs from ROH.
Yep, there it is.
Damn it!
There it is.
I walked into that. I walked right into that.
All right. Well, my 1 minute warning is not too crazy, but maybe a bit of an observation. There's been a shift with WWE and AEW, and I don't think people have realized it. But I remember one of the things when AEW first started is like, oh, they're not as good as WWE. That's why they do Saturday pay-per-views. That's why they're not on Sundays. Y'all notice how that's kind of shifted more? WWE has switched themselves to Saturdays, and AEW has gone to Sundays.
Yeah.
It's almost like WWE realized the benefit of doing Saturday pay-per-views, and that's what happened. Prepping for the 2-day with 2-day WrestleMania, but AEW is suddenly doing a pay-per-view on a Sunday. Now, that may potentially be because of the arena issues. Like I said, this arena is shared by the Golden State Warriors, so they got to do all the change and everything like that. But I don't know if this is a new trend. I'm sure that it's going to vary for AEW, some Saturdays, some Sundays, but WWE has finally started to learn a bit from what their competitors are doing, and it's kind of nice to see. So, Vince, don't screw it up.
You mean they don't have all the answers all the time, and other companies could teach them something? Blasphemy, JC! You call yourself a wrestling fan? You know what? You know what you just? But you know what you just said? That's almost as crazy as believing WCW ever did anything good, and we all know that's crazy talk.
Seriously, JC, to the stocks with you.
You know what? I'm going to throw this one out there, too. We are long overdue from seeing a spring break show like WCW used to do during spring break, put the damn ring on a pool. Can AEW do that? Don't you guys? I thought that was always one of the coolest things they did.
I mean, they've been on the Jericho Cruise a whole bunch of times. I'd be in for that.
Yeah,
and I feel like literally Matt and Nick would be like, "What can we do off of this into the water immediately?"
I know, like it's prime. That was always one of the coolest things about WCW to me. You know, I when things got going, I didn't watch a whole lot of Nitro when it started to fall, but I tuned in when they did the spring break stuff because I thought that was cool. The way they had the beach set up and everything. One time they had it like in the middle of a pool and set all that up. Yeah. Why couldn't you do that now? I think that'd be pretty damn cool to do. You know, kind of harken it back, and you never have a bad crowd with a bunch of drunk college dudes. So you know, but
yeah. Plus somehow Darby Allin's doing his. I was about to say tombstone.
Coffin drop.
Coffin
drop. Thank you. I knew it was something like that.
Coffin drop from the helicopter Sting repelled into.
Probably right into the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he somehow pins someone underwater, like while he's being drowned. So.
I was gonna say he puts his opponent on a surfboard and then.
Yeah. So. All right. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us. This weekend is AEW Revolution. It is Sunday, March 15th, 7 p.m. Central Time on Bleacher Report. Check it out. $50 worth of money for sure. I believe it's going to be a 4-hour event. The pavilion starts at 6, so definitely check it out this weekend. Next week, we will be recapping said event. Looking forward to this one. Who's going to show up? What surprises are we going to see? Because it's going to happen. And I don't know if it's going to be Jay White or some surprise return. Who knows? But Jay White, people are going to be waiting in anticipation for that.
Jay White, CM Punk, and FTR show up and just beat up everybody.
I mean,
yeah,
I'd be in for that.
Yeah. I'm not mad.
Yeah,
we'll recap Revolution next week. Talk a bit more wrestling news, and Tommy will also kind of give us a little recap as well about BOW. Yep. Going on with that as well. So yeah, for sure. Thank you everyone for joining us. We do appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts on Revolution. Tweet us at @CCG_WrestleCast, or you can come back and comment on this video as well, and we'll come back and read them when we recap the shows next week. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC, and as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Enjoy that last weekend of sleep before we lose an hour, everybody.
For sure. Yeah.
Boom. Adios, Gunther.
Reach for the sky, boy.